Hello and welcome to today's race highlights. We are around Watkins Glen in the boot configuration with the Falken Tyre series. It's a 30-minute race and I was driving the McLaren GT4. The GT4 P1 was set by car number 36, Michael, with a 153.415, and unfortunately I was unable to set a time during qualifying. So I'm starting P21 with car number 10 here in the blue McLaren as you see me coming through the bus stop. Alright, with that, let's jump ahead here to the race start. Now I'd like you to keep an eye on the silver Porsche in the back there, Dave. Unfortunately he does disappear from the screen so I can't fully focus on him. But here as we come around the penultimate corner, he pops back in and has a beautiful run around the outside of not just myself, but also 3 other cars. Well, I guess he does dip down the inside of me, not the outside, but you know what I mean. So with that, we jump ahead a little bit here and go into turn 1 and watch as everybody comes through relatively cleanly. And we do have another car appearing out of nowhere there. That was P1, who unfortunately seems to have had some bad connection issues. Now, as we come up the S's here, we keep an eye on Dave again as he is on the move. And I actually get great momentum through the S's, but unfortunately just don't have anywhere to go there once I catch up to the pack. And that allows the 31 car to catch up as well. But as we hit the bus stop here for the first time, everybody's through fairly smoothly. And we focus on Dave here as he is relatively aggressive up against Christian there in the quite the interesting liveried Porsche. And then we jump through here and we watch 18 just lose it on entry and 34 making the exact same mistake. Almost identical there if you look at the skid marks. But as that happens, Dave is able to sneak past Christian there, while I get not the greatest run through that turn there. As we come up through the sole of the boot here, I unfortunately go a little deep into this corner and lose out a little bit on the pack ahead. That's okay, not too bad. Only, a second behind here, and that's still quite early, so no worries really. Alright, so let's jump on here with the, I don't know how to say his name here properly. Let's say the number 17 car. As they go wide, and we'll get a better perspective here from all the way back from Dan's vehicle here. As there's a few things going on, and Dan almost takes out Dave and goes a little bit deep into turn 1 due to that, which opens up the door here for Christian to sneak through. As we head up through the S's here, we'll ride on here with Dave again as he makes the move on Eric on the Merc here. Heading up to the bus stop, let's see what happens here. And look at this here, they both make it through very cleanly, I do have to say. Good driving here from both of these guys. And here we'll just kind of jump on here with Piotr, I believe. Watch the back ahead as I go deep into the, what is that? That's the toe of the boot, I think, is it? No, that's the chute. Chute, I said it wrong. As Piotr here comes through the toe and he just gets a little bit on the grass, loses his rear, and unfortunately slams into the wall, ending his race. Okay, and with that we have a look here at Ann up in P2, going for P1 through the S's and up the back straight here. What he can do here against Victor. Look at that, they keep it really clean, and unfortunately Can, though, does get a little bit loose going through the bus stop, gets himself on the grass, and unfortunately comes across the collected. Does a little 360 no scope and actually keeps going pretty well, but then dips to the inside and collects somebody else. Lovely little pile up there. Okay, and here we kind of now jump back in time a little bit and hop on board with me, going through turn 1. As we watch Dave ahead there going a little bit wide, and watching me here trying to get the run on to Dan up through the S's. And this here, and I go for it. I go for the move down the inside. He doesn't really fight it. And thankfully here we both get bus stop nice and clean. And this is now when we come across this accident there from earlier and this huge little pile up there. But thankfully, I actually managed to get through that really, really well and gain a few positions. In fact, here let's once more jump back in time a little bit and hop on board with me. Now, I would like to just point out, I didn't go flat out. As you can hear, I did lift off and was on the brakes there a little bit. But yeah, I think I did get fairly lucky there with how that all worked out for me through that little section. So here we go, now he's coming in. Goes for a bit of a dive, but I mean, keeps it relatively clean. Doesn't go out too wide and still gives Ward some space. Makes the move stick. As we jump on board here with Eric, the number 1 LMP, coming through our little pack here now. Zips past me. These cars really do sound great. And so as Eric comes through there, Dave kind of takes advantage of the number 17 going a little bit deep there. Slides up the inside. And here again, I do have to give him credit. He does keep it keeps it very clean, in fact, leaving lots of room. And these guys have a great little battle here through this last section, with even an LMP zipping by. Here we come into T1, everything's working out well, and Dave makes it stick. He does run a little bit wide here, but you can keep a lot of momentum there, and it doesn't really slow him down at all. But unfortunately with that, Hariyuki there doesn't really have a great turn 1 and S section, as Ward is now all over him. Went up to the bus stop and dives down the inside, and I think he's going to have this here, with the LMPs all over us there as well. And I think the LMPs kind of held Ward up there a little bit and gave Hariyuki there a bit of a chance. As look at this here, as we have LMPs just swarming all around us. Unfortunately, 1 loses it there, 2 here, number 19 just gets smushed off into the barriers there. Very unfortunate for him there. As we all come through here, boot once again. I seem to get a decent towards Ward as we see another car off in the barrier on the right there. And I dive down the inside on Ward. And as soon as my spotter says clear, I'm dipping out to the outside there to take the inside for this next corner. And we all come through, and here as the number 7 car now, Eduardo is all over Ward now too. Poor Ward not having the greatest lap here, it seems. Or end of the lap, I should say. Coming through the last turn here, Ward goes a touch wide, and Eduardo manages to get a great run through the last corner, putting him up the inside here for T1. And Yeah, he does it nicely there on the brakes a little bit later. I think Ward was a little bit compliant there too, knowing that he'd lost that position and there was nothing really he could do there. And there we see Ken coming out of the pits a lap down here now after his big shunt there earlier. Look at this here, Adrian zipping through here, coming up to the bus stop right as I'm approaching it, but thankfully he sort of, gives me the room and doesn't send it there, full send type of thing. And then I give him room here through the chute here. As we come through the boot once more, Eduardo is right on my tail here, only 0.3 seconds behind. But let's see here if I can create some distance and maybe catch up to Haruyuki there myself. Oh, having said that, I run a little bit wide here in turn 7 and open up the opportunity a little bit there for Eduardo. But thankfully, with me running out wide, I think I was on the accelerator sooner. I was able to keep momentum down the straight there. However, he does not give up, and I go defensive into turn... was that turn 8 there, I guess? No, turn 9, sorry. Come through the penultimate corner. Let's see what he does here through the last corner, if he can get a great run like he did against Ward, or if I'm able to hold him off here. And look at that, he does in fact get a great run and shows his nose up the inside, and unfortunately there's not too much I can do at this point without risking an accident, so I too have to let him come up the inside there on turn 1, and he makes 2 great moves in 2 laps there. And that, in fact, puts Ward right up on me there too, and of course Ken is, I don't know, sticking his nose up in there too, even though he's a lap down. Ward here, Eduardo goes defensive, and we almost go 3 wide up to the bus stop, but thankfully all 3 of us kind of back out there a little bit and just decide to get through there cleanly. But that does put me, unfortunately, through a bad line there. Opens up the door for Eduardo, but I think he wasn't sure exactly what was happening there too. And with Ken in the mix there, I was able to just get on the power, get out of that corner, and actually make up a little bit of distance again here, putting a quarter of a second toward. And with that, we jump up here with Dave up to lap 10 here, up through the S's. And let's see here what he can do against Enrique. Or let's see what he can do against the car number 27. He can smoke him and push him just right out of the way is what he can do. And look at this great save here though. But unfortunately, huge damage. Okay, as we jump on board here with Ward on lap 15. Still riding up behind me here. We've had quite the little battle here for multiple laps now. He hasn't really been able to get up beside me, but definitely keeping that gap to about half to a quarter of a second, thereabouts at least. And look at this here, right up on my tail here in the last sector of lap 15 now. And unfortunately for him, he's put off a little bit again there with LMP3 coming through, and that causes him to give the wall a little love tap there. Alright, we jump ahead here to the last lap, looking back at Ward still, as Aiden zips by us here. Ward still sort of that 0.2, 0.5 seconds behind me. He just couldn't close that gap as we head up here to the bus stop on our last lap. He goes for a crazy move, goes full send, and almost smokes me. Smokes the barrier himself. That was definitely close and gave me a bit of a Code Brown moment. We did laugh about it after the race a little bit. But yeah, it definitely gave me a Code Brown at the time. And there, unfortunate timing there for the pink Porsche as the LMP just gets in his way. Rounding the sole of the boot here for the last time. I thought I might have a small chance here with Haruyuki, but just too far away. But at this point of the video, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you would like to leave a comment, that would be great. Let me know which camera angles you enjoyed or which ones you maybe didn't. If you enjoyed the video, please like. And if you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing, as I will try to do these videos. Well, I'd like to try it once a week, but to be honest, I am working full-time and such, so as often as I can, but ideally once a week. So, as the checkered flag waves, I do thank you once again and wish you a lovely day, and we will see you in the next one.